Okay, so, wait a second. Hold up a second. You mean to tell me there are men out there who think all they have to do is watch a girl's YouTube videos and she'll want to date him? I could not make this shit up. Or Twitch, by the way, or Twitch. Or Instagram. Throw Instagram in the mix as well. I keep hearing these horror stories or, learning experiences, I could say, about female streamers and whatnot that lost a bunch of their viewer base just because they were dating somebody. Or they had a boyfriend. It's interesting. I just want to let everybody know that, like, I'm not necessarily, like, taken or married or anything like that, but, like, the least effective method would probably be a YouTube comment saying, like, oh, yeah, I found you on Tinder. Hopefully we can get together. Because that means I didn't match with you. And honestly, even a match doesn't mean anything. Because somebody could have, like, a really, like, aesthetically pleasing profile and still not be able to talk to people. Or just, like, do basic things. It's crazy. It's all a facade. It's all fake. And I don't intend to be fake with these videos. But I also want to be straight up in that, if I were to make it, like, all streamlined and elegant, if I was, like, actually looking for something serious or looking for a boyfriend or whatever, it wouldn't just be, like, a YouTube comment. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't just be, oh, yeah, I saw you from this or that, and yeah, let's hang out. I think we have a lot in common. I've done that game before with Tinder, with people that were just from out of town or whatever, and I would show them around and everything like that. It didn't mean anything was gonna happen, obviously. So basically, what if I did create a game show? Sort of like Bachelorette meets Survivor type of game show, where people that thought they were, like, worthy or whatever, they wanted to prove themselves, they'd have like a chess tournament first of all. Important. And then we do something physical, like, like run a 5K, at least a 5K, honestly. Not quite Ironman, but honestly, I should probably just go to Ironman competitions to try and find somebody if I was really, like, motivated to do that. Or, like, wrestling or something like that. Just, like, a nice televised kind of, like, way to, like, earn my approval to take me on a date or something like that. Because I am not interested in the base level people. And that's not to sound, like, really arrogant or, like, yeah, there is a certain degree of, like, hard work I put into, like, improving myself and having higher standards and everything. And I wouldn't have higher standards if I could lower them and not for it. If I could lower them and for it to not be to my detriment, I would do that. But I can't. Because, like, one of my first date kind of activities is I'm one of those annoying people who do want to go on hikes. And my hikes are more like runs, and my runs are more like urban running around the city, and, like, the more I drink, the more I run, basically. And when I was in high school back in the day, and now that's close to 10 years from now. I know I don't look like that, but congratulations, sunscreen works, I guess. Back in the day, I was running 5Ks. I made it to state in cross country. So that definitely weeds out the population of people who run and people who don't. And I really wouldn't recommend Tinder as a place to actually find a serious partner. It's more like, I heard like this YouTuber who said that it was sort of like, it was the lowest portion of the barrel for dating, because these people cannot, most of them, I want to say I'm generalizing, but most of them cannot talk in real life, and they can't go out and do things. But the double-edged sword to that is that dating is really messed up for both men and women, because people don't really go out anymore. They don't have mutual friends. They don't really like meet people organically anymore. It's very artificial. And so it's hard to gauge that. It's hard to judge that. But, you know, I thought of making like a Match.com profile or whatever and just linking my YouTube videos, because Match.com is like a paid site, and I feel like in a way that would kind of weed out the broke people. And don't get me wrong, I am not rich. I come from humble origins, you know, like work on a farm. Like I grew up in basically poverty. I know you can't tell that by looking at me. I don't know what you would think poverty would look like by looking at somebody. Maybe you're racist, but just being on my own, making my own money, and being responsible and not spending it has put me like so much above like men and women my age, to the point where it's like, what do I do? Like I date Gen X, right? And if that doesn't work out, then I guess I'm single. Like there's nothing left. I mean, there are a few successful people my age, and they're probably engineers. And I did try getting to know certain engineers, but that didn't work for me, because they spend so much of their time romancing a computer. And they're really into it because it makes them money. They're talking to this computer, it talks back in like indecipherable code, indecipherable to most of the population. Which, by the way, I don't know if AI is going to replace them or not. I think AI has a lot to still work on. I think AI is not there yet because it's just a tool. Anyway, I've tried several times to date engineers, and I'm not giving up on it. Like, they do make a lot of money. Like, that's definitely the millennial and Gen Z in, if you wanted to like date someone with more money or whatnot. But it comes at a cost of, do I have to like socialize this person? And you know, they're just so boring. Like the boringness of their conversation. And I kind of felt lacking in a way, because I don't know all this fucking code and terminology, right? Like I don't know architecture and, you know, computer programming and all that shit. I don't know any of that shit. Maybe I have to learn that to be able to talk to them. And that's how it kind of is. And it's this crisis of people that are single, men and women, and we can't quite come to terms with like what they want and what the other person wants, what you want and everything. And we just can't quite come to this agreement, because we're all sitting behind screens watching someone else live their life, and we want to be up to that standard, and it's an impossibly high standard. Like, I want to say, like, it really does suck for everybody. It's not just like men, or it's not men or a women problem. It's sort of, I guess it is a man and a woman problem, that they're disconnected and they like different things. But wow, how did we get here? I think the internet is to blame for that, but I also think the internet can be a tool to help us bridge that gap, but we're just like so stupid. Like our ape brains are just like, duh, eat banana and then fuck the female. And we just don't know how to do it. We're like dumb. I don't mean that in like, we have a low IQ or anything. We're just like animals fighting in the dirt trying to get some sort of gain out of it. That's how the dating market is. You're trying to get somebody who's better than you are so that you have like an advantage genetically to get to the next level. And I'm not even that advantageous. Like, yes, I'm a queen and I'm a goddess. But like that's partially like what my genetic upbringing is, and that's partially like the hard work and like what I won't put up with is. But like putting those two together is it's rough because a lot of guys my age, they don't even make as much money as I do. And that's not to say that I make that much money. Oh, it's a fruit fly. Come back. I wanna. Fruit flies? They fly slow enough I could almost grab them in my hand, and it's just like, it's something I'll never quite get. How do you get rid of fruit flies? Stop having fruit. That's the way to do it. But in this tournament of so-called guys who so-called want to date me, it's really messed up because I feel like a lot of people, they're really superficial. And not to say that I'm like, super confident in how I look and everything like that. I feel really disconnected from that because it's not something I worked for. It's not, I used to watch these videos of these girls going to Turkey to get nose jobs and stuff. And it wasn't even in like a hateful way. I was like, wow, these doctors are really skilled and this is the look that they want and this is what they want to look like, and they'd feel more confident and they can offer it at a discount. And yeah, if you Google how to get a nose job and you watch those surgery videos like I have because I'm a twisted fuck, that's really fucked up. Basically, imagine woodworking, right? You've got like a power sander and you're gonna peel the skin off somebody's nose and you're gonna put that on the bridge of their nose because they don't like it. They're like, oh, I don't want to see how it's done. I just want the results. They put this power sander on somebody's nose to just get all the cartilage off. And it's kind of tragic in a way because all this pain and misery just to look a certain way, that's ridiculous. But also, I feel very fortunate to watch those videos and be like, yeah, I'm not a prime candidate for that. Like, I like my nose. Like, I'm so lucky. But the thing is that we don't get to choose what we spawned in as. And a lot of ways that you think somebody's lucky, they're really not lucky. I mean, I could do an entire separate video about like conventionally attractive females and like what they have to deal with on a daily basis and how that's not lucky. But I won't for this video. I'll spare you. I won't for this video. But it's a thing. And for guys out there, they're just sort of like, oh yeah, if I was a girl and if I had titties and I had a vajay, I would just go on OnlyFans and I'd make a lot of money. But they're thinking of it in like the Neolithic proto guy brain to figure that out, right? They didn't like grow up and go through female puberty, and they didn't experience like how that changed them, and I think it's really messed up. I guess for both genders, but especially for females, because we're expected to be conventionally beautiful and thin at all times, and like the men that are looking for relationships, they all want that. And it doesn't matter if they're rich or poor or fat or skinny, they all want that. So it's sort of like it creates like a really narrow bottleneck of, okay, how do I navigate that? And that's why I run. That's why I was in cross countries, because I'm a runner. I run from my problems. But I saw these videos, these articles, like about this one in particular. A Japanese news anchor got canceled because she had a boyfriend. And I was sort of like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, of course she does. Because any female you see online or in real life, reality is, I mean, attractive in your mind, in her mind, whatever. It's in the eye of the beholder. But any attractive female out there, she's not going to be looking for DMs for her next boyfriend. It's probably going to be a lot more than that. It's probably going to be, best case scenario, that's like the first part of the rest of it. But it's sort of crazy, like the K-pop stars and Japanese idols. It's unfair because it seems like they've narrowed out the profit margin, where they have to appear like they're single and they don't have boyfriends and they're just virgins and they're just doing a video and they're completely pristine and nothing's ever happened to them, and they're just like, yeah, maybe the right guy will come along, 200 million subscribers later. Yeah, maybe he'll come along. But that's all an illusion. That's, in a way, that's more of like an emotional kind of pornography, in the way that actual pornography is like graphic and shows details about what's happening. But like, it's still kind of pornography in a way, because you're hoping to get something from that person from posting videos. And I kind of hope that that's not what this channel is. To be honest, I've had some doubts. I hope that it's not. And we'll see. And, it could just be that you think I'm entertaining, or, you like my facial symmetry or whatever kind of superficial thing you have to add to that. I hope that it's sustainable, because I don't have it in me to like fake my shit. And at the same time, I'm probably not going to bring too many guys on here and like, this is my boyfriend, because I know that's not what people want to see, right?